Before the night, the neon lights, the darkness invites us. Move left to right, then lose the high. It's dangerous, drowning in the twilight. Electric eyes, you can't deny the thunder inside us. Before the night, left to right, love me in the shadows. We will go where shadows and illusion won't let beauty come along. Even though we know the night will only last till dawn. Oh, it's now or never, live a fantasy. Even though it only lasts till dawn, love me in the shadows. Love me in the shadows. Love me in the shadows. I wanna be the melody moving inside you. So carefully we let the beat open inside the darkness. It's you and me, eternity, burning until the sunrise. Before the night, left to right, love me in the shadows. We will go where shadows and illusion won't let beauty come along. Even though we know the night will only last till dawn. Oh, it's now or never, live a fantasy. Even though it only lasts till dawn, love me in the shadows. Love me in the shadows. Love me in the shadows.
You paint me red in this light that isn't mine, finding every reason you can find to question my love. Remember that it's not me, I was never the one who broke your heart. We both know I've been gentle from the start. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful to you, you're my baby.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the group stage of Numquam League Season 4 Clash Royale Tournament. I'm your host, and we have 1 minute until we can jump into the games. We have a few exciting games, and at the moment we are looking at the bracket of Group A. We have to reload it shortly so we can see everything. Now it should be fine, yeah. In the first match we have Best Beast against Killian. Then Emirates against Delipagus, Mish against Lava, and the last match in the first round of Group A is SD Jordan against Dinesh Jack. In the second group, we have another eight participants. Ari Hirsch plays against Abandonment. Radin and Ninan match up in the second match. OX Caster and Zero No Pain will match up in the third match, and the last match is Vukova against NCW Gantner. And now we're waiting for the matches to begin. It's 2 p.m. Central European time, so that should be starting shortly. So almost all players are online in the clan, so we are always almost ready to go. We're just waiting for the matches to start. And probably the first match we're gonna see is from Group A, and it will be Emirates against the Lipagus if everything's going right. Emirates already started the match request, and now we have a lot of match requests here in the chat. And yeah, the first match is Emirates against the Lipagus, and we're gonna jump into it. Emirates on the bottom, on the blue side, and the Lipagus starts on the top. Both starting to leak elixir. Don't want to give away their deck. Don't want the opponent to have an advantage, because if you start first, you can be countered. And that's obviously not what you want to do. Galapagos starts off with a miner, which is getting countered by an Barbarian Battle by Emirates. Ice Wizard planted in the back. Emirates throws the Fireball, but I guess the Barbarian won't reach the Ice Wizard, as there's a skeleton grave placed. Another Ice Wizard now by Emirates. Both players don't want to leak elixir, so they're just playing some small cards in the back. And Emirates is playing an Expo deck. I'd say the Galapagos has a kind of good matchup against him with the Gravestone. And there's the Baby Dragon coming down the left lane. Mega Minions on both sides. But there's an Ice Golem in front of it for Emirates. There comes the push. Now the Mega Minions cancelling out each other. And the Expo does connect onto another Gravestone. Now there's a second Expo, and now Emirates is starting to get into the offense. But it's not that well placed. There's a miner coming in to defend that. But the Expo connected to the tower, and that's a lot of damage. But the poison manages to clear it up together with the miner quite well. There's another Barbarian Bell to counter the Ice Wizard. Fireball onto the Mega Minion of the Galapagos, and there's the Gravestone coming in. Expo played defensively by Emirates. He has done a lot of damage to the tower already. Jesus may need to poison it out. It will be enough if he, or to fireball it out rather. It will be enough, but he has to stay strong in his defense. And that comes the forced fireball, hits the Gravestone as well. But both not really able to do a lot of tower damage here. Now there's a small push coming in on the left side from the Galapagos, but the Ice Golem is able to soak all the damage made by Ice Wizard and Mega Minion, and now there's coming the counter push with the Expo. Lock and poison onto it, and the Baby Dragon even gets one hit onto it, but the Expo connects at least for a few hits. Brings it down to 500 HP, but now it's time for defense. Mega Minion, Tornado and Miner on the left hand side, trying to defend this push by the Galapagos. Another fireball thrown by Emirates. He now tries to get into the tower, and the Expo connects, and that is the game. The first game for Emirates. Really well played. Just really smartly played here by Emirates. Just trying to do a little chip damage onto the tower of Galapagos. Just over the time. And that's how he wins this first game. We already have a few other matches running. And I think we're gonna watch Mish against Lava. It's already running since 40 seconds, but that should be okay, I guess. Prince charging down the left lane, but the bandit doesn't get damage from the charge, so it's a really good counter to the Prince, and it's paired off with a Royal Ghost, and that's looks like a really rich spammy style deck from Mish. He tries to knock out the mortar, which he's able to do, but won't get any hits onto the Tower of Lava. Now let's Another push coming down the left-hand lane, but the Barbarian Bell is cleaned up together with the P.E.K.K.A. That might be a bit of a miss, but it's so much elixir spent that will not have been needed. But now Lava needs to counter the P.E.K.K.A. There's the Royal Ghost coming in to assist the P.E.K.K.A. But he needs to finish off these Spear Goblins. That's taking so much time, and the P.E.K.K.A. taking so much damage from both towers. Prince not able to finish it off, and now there's coming the Bandit as well. He connects, the Royal Ghost connects, but the Bats are trying to defend it. That's still a lot of damage made by Mish. Bats got cleaned up by Mish's tower, and now he's looking really good here. Electro Wizard played in the back. Lava is playing the Rascals, which get countered with a poison. Electro Wizard just finishing off the Rascal Boy. There's the P.E.K.K.A. Miner coming on the left hand side by Lava. And he really needs to do some damage here right now. He's... Mish's left hand tower almost has double the HP of Lava's tower, and that's quite hard to come back from that. Miner connects onto the mortar, and there's the Ram Rider coming. Can he connect to the tower? Gets zapped, but I think that's a little bit early. And he connects for one charge. It gets another hit, and that's so much damage. There's minions behind it, and that should be the game. The tower of the left hand side is down, and that's the game for Mish. GG, well played coming out from Mish. Really good sportsmanship by him. Let's take a look of on the both groups brackets. We already have a winner. Mish is moving on to the second round. And I think we can jump into the match between Radun and Ninat from Group A. Already one tower down on the right side for Radun. And the Ram Rider, played by Radun, he does go for the right hand side. There's another Ram Rider, which is a really good counter because they stun each other. And of course, on the defense, there's the tower assisting. So that's a really great counter. Ninat now cover with the counter push. Royal Ghost. And the Ram Rider gets both cleaned up by the P.E.K.K.A. Electro Wizard is cleaning up the minions. Now there's P.E.K.K.A. against P.E.K.K.A. on the right side. And Radun really needs to do some damage. There's the Ram Rider on defense again. Gets cleaned out by both the Bandit and the Dart Goblin. Electro Wizard onto the Ram Rider. And there's a P.E.K.K.A. coming on the right hand side from Ninat. But there's a P.E.K.K.A. on defense as well. Now, both players playing a really rich spam style deck. And the Ram Rider of Ninat connects, and that's the game for Ninat. As there are... Oh, there's a match running between Emirate and Galapagos. It's in overtime, and both players' towers on the left-hand side are quite low. Emirate's playing the Sparky, which is able to one-shot the Barbarian from the Barbarian Bell. That's a nice tornado to clean everything up. There's a poison to clean up the skeletons, but will the Sparky get hit? No. But the tower is still down to 500 HP. But there's the graveyard from Emirates. From Galapagos, excuse me. Bats trying to counter that. That's not gonna be a lot of damage. One hit by the skeletons. And there's the giant to tank the baby dragon's attacks. Spear Goblin was played by Emirates. Is playing a Zap bait style of deck. Oh, unfortunately you can't see the match. I'm sorry for that. Now you should be able to see it. And so much damage, and I think the poison has managed to take out the tower. That's so close, but the Galapagos manages to win out the match in the end, and that's a 1-0 for him. We are able to get into another match with this time it's Castor against Zero No Pain. There's a lava hound coming on the right hand lane. The baby dragon is doing some damage, but he needs assistance by the tornado to clean out the minions, which would have taken him down. Now an Inferno Dragon coming down the right hand side as well, and there's a rage spell, and that may catch Castor off guard. He's managing to clean it up, but there's no real counter to rage spell, maybe except Ice Wizard and other slowing tubes, and of course the freeze spell. Which of course aren't that good counters, but they're okay. There's the golem now placed, and as Zero Pain is trying to push down the right lane with a P.E.K.K.A. and with a Valkyrie and a Witch. It's doing so much damage. There's skeletons on the tower, which bring them down to almost 800 HP. And only the Golemites managed to connect to the tower. That's not a lot of damage. That's literally not looking good for Castor. Now another Inferno Dragon, Lava Hound, excuse me, coming on the right hand lane, and on the opposite side there's a Night Witch spawning her beds, which should now try to defend the the Lava Hound, excuse me. The Golem does manage to get on the tower. Can he get a second hit? No, but he will get the death damage, which is a lot of damage, of course. Beds! There's a bed connecting on the right hand tower. Meanwhile, OX Castor is trying to clean up Zero No Pain's offense. Night Witch played in the back. And the baby dragon is doing some damage to the Lava Hound. Inferno Dragon manages to clean it up. There's the tornado to bring it all onto one spot. But the Inferno Dragon doesn't go down. There's still... both towers didn't get a single tower down. 10 seconds left, and this game is probably going into overtime. Now, the golem played by OX Castor on the bridge, and there's a witch and one minion to defend it. There's the poison to clean it up. And the golem will probably get to the tower. What does Castor have against the Inferno Dragon? It doesn't look like he has anything, but the golem does the death damage, and that's the game for OX Castor. So I think we should take a short look at both brackets. So we have Emirates and the Galapagos now playing the last match, which we are gonna jump into right in a few seconds, which are standing 1-1, and we're just gonna jump into it. Already quite a bit here played. 3 Muskies played by the Galapagos, and there's a minor P.E.K.K.A. deck, a minor giant deck, excuse me, played by Emirates. Royal Hawks now coming down the right hand lane together with 2 Musketeers. There's so much damage coming out. He's able to clean up the Royal Hawks, excuse me. But the Musketeers are doing so much damage, and they're going to connect to the tower. There's an Electro Wizard trying to finish off the Musketeer, which he does. But it's not looking good for Emirates. Gets 1 hit with the Miner and the poison hits, but he's not really able to finish off these Musketeers, which are a really big threat for him. Now there's a really big push coming out the right hand side. Mega Minion's gonna clean off 1 Musketeer, but there's still 1 Musketeer left, and the Mega Minion is gonna clean it off. Another poison on the left hand side, but the Royal Ghost connect on the right hand side, and that should be the game for Emirates. He moves on to the upper bracket while the Galapagos is moved down to the lower bracket. But this was a really good match, a match on one level and an equal level, and that was really nice to watch. The result for that match should be updated shortly by our admins. Meanwhile, we're gonna jump into Zero No Pain against OX Caster. OX Caster playing a really expensive Free Musketeer deck now with the Barbarian Hut, while Zero No Pain is still playing Lava Hunt. But there's a Battle Ram connect, and I did not see that, and together with the Bandits and the Bats, that's so much damage, and this should be already the game for OX Caster. He took down the right-hand tower to 42 HP. Now the Free Musketeers played in the pocket, finishing off the tower, and that should be it. The King Tower is down to 822 HP, and the Musketeers and the Barbarian connect, and that's the game for OX Caster. If we look at the bracket of Group B, we see OX Caster just managed to win this game. And there's still Radun against Ninat, which we can jump into. It's running since a few minutes. It's jumping into overtime right now. Both players have already taken a tower, but the left-hand tower of Radun is really low, which obviously is a great advantage for Ninat. Right, Battle Ram now making it down the right-hand side, finishes off the Gravestone. While the Miner, together with the Skeletons, is able to clean it up. P.E.K.K.A now played in the pocket, and there's a Lava on plate. This means Radun probably doesn't have a lot of elixir. Royale placed Gars there, trying to pull the P.E.K.K.A to the King Tower, which is not that low, and there he can afford some damage. Royale Ghost is countered by an Electro Dragon, together with the Barbarian Barrel. Now there's a Lava Hound moving down the right-hand side onto the right-hand tower. There's a poison on the Electro Wizard. Miner as well. He's doing so much damage. And I think that's gonna be the tower. The Electro Dragon is connecting as well. And that's such a close match. That should be the match for Radun, and he manages to clean it up. Oh yeah, again, you didn't you weren't able to see it. I'm really sorry for that. I'm having to do a lot of things here at the same time. So I think we're gonna jump into a short break, and then we'll continue with the second round. As you see, there's quite some matches left to be played. And yeah, we will see you in a few minutes.
Those lips like Aphrodite, and she's not easily excited. She like to talk during a movie. She like wasabi on her sushi. So specific. She likes the strangest things. My intuition tells me to let her keep making decisions. She does it naturally, so I will follow your lead. Hands down, my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. Hands down, it feels so good when opposites attract. Hands down, I'm not one for getting too attached. Hands down, but my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. We don't have too much in common, except we puff that marijuana. You got my head spinning like tie-dye, all spaced out like it's sci-fi. That good connection like Wi-Fi. Let me get to know ya. So specific. She likes the strangest things. My intuition tells me to let her keep making decisions. She does it naturally, so I will follow your lead. hands down. My mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. Hands down, it feels so good when opposites attract. Hands down, I'm not one for getting too attached. Hands down, but my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had.
I don't slow down, I'm too wavy, but I don't know how we both ended up tangled in this place. But I'm here to stay, I can't fake the wave. I guess it's safe to say that I got you. And you got some new lingerie, well that's thoughtful. I created a new Halloween for that costume. Loving how it pans out, I got a pair of cuffs, put your hands down. But usually I'm solo, dolo, act a fool. I don't know so I'm home alone. If I'm known to not go out, I'm not about to ask you out. That's not my route, cause it hurts to see rings on really bad themes. And love is just pain, I'm slave to these things, to all that.
I will follow your lead. Hands down, my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. Hands down, it feels so good when opposites attract. Hands down, I'm not one for getting too attached. Hands down, but my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. Hands down, my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. Hands down, it feels so good when opposites attract. Hands down, I'm not one for getting too attached. Hands down, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Somebody's crying bolo. Somebody's crying bolo.
So guys, we are back with the second round now. After Best Beast was a bit late and he still got the forfeit win because his opponent wasn't there as well, so we need a solution for that. But yeah, he's now playing against the Lipagus, and I think we're gonna jump into that match. No, we're not. We're gonna watch Mish play against SD Jordan. That's the other match in the same group. Now we're gonna see it as well. Mega Minion placed in the back right side by SD Jordan as Mish responds with a Gravestone, which is cleaned off by an Expo, but there's an Lava plant played by Mish, which is a quite good counter to the Expo decks. Still, SD Jordan has a lot of air defense, but it's also a weakness for Mish as he doesn't really have a tanking troop to tank Expo shots. Mega Minion now played onto the Lava Hound to clean it up. And yeah, the guards cleaning up the Ice Golem. The Miner played in behind the tower, but which is getting pulled into the King Tower by a tornado. And there's another skeleton spawner. Another Lava Hound now going down the right hand side. There's another Miner, and that's a really nice tornado again to pull all these troops together. And the Ice Wizard is able to stun it. Still the Inferno Dragon connects with the tower and takes it down. Miner now placed to tank the Expo, and there's Barbarian Barrel thrown onto it. And that's the match for Mish. He gets the first match in this best of 3. And we're gonna take a look at the bracket of Group B meanwhile, where we have the matches Abandonment against Radun and Castor against Gantner. And I think we can watch that, yeah, but I think that's already running for a bit. We also have lower bracket matches. Maybe we can see one of these. There we have. Oh no, that's an upper bracket match. Radun against Abandonment. It's just started. Excuse me. There's the Hunter to counter the Goblin Barrel thrown by Abandonment. As you are not able to see the game again. Now you are. And there's Royal Hawks being played by Radun against the Witch of Abandonment. There's a minion horde, which obviously is a quite good counter. Even though there's a hunter on the field. He's not really able to finish the minion horde off with 1 or 2 shots. There's a baby dragon. And the ice golem is trying to suck up the damage, which he does, but the baby dragon is still connecting for 2 shots onto the tower. Royal Ghost not really able to finish off the wizard played by Abandonment. And now there's a Goblin Barrel played. There's a Barbarian Barrel to counter it, but the wizard also still gets 1 hit onto the tower. Royal Hawks played again, but there's the Skeleton Horde, and that's doing a lot of damage to the Royal Hawks. He managed to get to the tower, do a little damage, get quite a few hits, but that's really not enough for Radun. Even though he's in the lead. Will the hunter get hit onto the tower? It looks like that. He's also targeting the witch. Gets 1 hit onto it, but there's a giant skeleton now moving down the right-hand lane. There's 3 musketeers played, but I think he kind of misplayed the... As the giant skeleton is moving onto the tower, he connects to it, and his bomb will do so as well. Baby Dragon sent after him to clean up the musketeers. 1 musketeer of the 3 is already connected to the left tower. And there's now Royal Hawks being split in the middle of the field. Now 2 Hawks on both sides. There's the minion horde played on the right side. And the Hawks on the left side take the tower down to even low 0 HP. That's the tower taken down with just 1 push. That's really incredibly played by Radun. He forces pressure onto both lanes. And Abandonment doesn't have enough elixir to respond to it. There's the giant skeleton, which is really well placed as there are 2 muskies coming down the lane and they will walk just right into the bomb. No, they don't. They're getting stopped by the Goblin Barrel. That's such a blunder. Skeleton army played onto the 2 musketeers. There's a Royal Ghost helping to clean that up. There's a minion horde played as well. But there's already a musketeer connected to the left side. Will the Royal Ghost make it to the tower? No, he will hit the hunter. And that's the right-hand tower taken down. I think Radun was really feeling a bit too safe there. And there's now... He's playing the musketeers in the pocket, and that should be it. Yeah, that's it for Radun. He manages to close out the game 2-1. Now we are looking again up at the bracket of Group B. Here we see Abandonment already having a lead. I don't think that's this match. It's the match before that. So we already won that series, which is quite impressive. Do we have other interesting games running? I don't think so. It's always hard following games which already started. But we can take a look at the current state of the Group A, where we have Best Beast winning the first match against the Lipagus, and Mish winning against SD Jordan in the first match. Both lower bracket matches not finished already. I have to add that there's matches missing in both brackets because the winner of the 2 winners matches are playing against each other for a spot in the semifinals. As we are gonna jump into one of these matches. Best Beast against the Lipagus. Best Beast, I think he participated in Season 2 or Season 3, where he got a quite good result. Barbarian belt placed. The Barbarian does get one hit onto the tower, and there's also an Electro Dragon. If you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask. There's no Mega Man Knight played offensively. I mean, Galapagos isn't really throwing anything at Best Beast, and that Mega Knight is just jumping onto the tower. He gets one hit, he gets two hit, and there's still the Electro Ring behind it, and that should be the tower for Best Beast. Oh my god! That's ridiculous, guys. He takes down the tower. Now there's also a graveyard coming. Best Beast, the pro player, he's playing for Existence Black, a Spanish team, and he's crowning Abandonment. Is it Abandonment? I think it is Abandonment. No, it's Galapagos, excuse me. But that's really ridiculous. There's nothing you can do against that. And that's a really easy finish for him there. Abandonment is Group B, I see. We're gonna refresh the page so we can see it. See everything. NCW Gundam is moving onto the lower bracket. SC Jordan just won against Mish with lost against Mish with 0-2. And we have another winners match now. Radun against Abandonment. Abandonment playing the Goblin Barrel. I think we saw it. And that's a freeze. That's huge. There needs to be a counter. And it's very late. It's a Dart Goblin which gets to clean up the goblins. But that's so much damage already done. Barbarian Barrel even cleans up the Dart Goblin. And you're seeing nothing again. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm always forgetting that. I mean, I'm seeing it on my screen, so why should you do? Shouldn't you be able to see it? I know, it's stupid. I'm sorry. There's a poison, but there's a Goblin Barrel coming in. There, one Fire Spirit connects, and there's so much damage taken by Radun. Is Abandonment really able to take this match? I think if we look, to seat the participants into the bracket, I ranked them by using their win rate, their highest trophies, and their max trophy wins. And Abandonment got the second last seat, and now he's winning against Radun, who's on this. He got the 7th seat, so he's doing quite well when playing Clash Royale. But Radun now really did manage to come back here from this. He did a lot of damage to the right tower. There's really no counter for Radun against these Goblin Barrels. And they're gonna keep on chipping down the tower. Poison played onto the furnace. I think that's some wasted elixir. I mean, it does damage the tower, but that wasn't needed at all as the Electros gets 2 hits on it. Trying to be M here. And now there's an... Oh, that's so smart. There's the Ram Rider to counter the balloon as he's just stunning it so it can't really move. Is the Dart Goblin moving into the balloon's bomb? No, it isn't. And even the Ram Rider gets a few hits onto the King Tower. There's the Bandit plate in the pocket. Connects onto the tower, gets 4 hits in total. And now there's another Bomb Barrier. He has the lock now to counter it. Even hits the Barbarian. Now there's a P.E.K.K.A. And it gets freezed. But the Wizard is not able to really do a lot of damage here. Ram Rider plate on the left hand side. There's a poison to finish off the skeleton army. And the Ram Rider gets so many hits. And that should be the second tower for Abandonment. He even manages to connect both the Dart Goblin and the Bandit. And that should be the match for Radun. There's a balloon moving down the right hand lane, but that's not able to do much in time. And that's Radun finishing off this match. Best Beast to manage to win against the Galapagos. So yeah, we're just waiting. When we can look at Group B. It's really pissing me off that this bracket is sometimes not working. It's so random. I can't do anything against. So we have Radun already moving on to the playoffs, as well as OX Castor. And now there's still a few guys left to fight for a spot in the playoffs in the lower bracket. If you look at Group A, we're just gonna refresh that graphic so we can see everything. At least I hope so. Yeah, Best Beast and Mish already saved their spot into the playoffs. And SC Jolin and the Galapagos still have a chance to do that, as well as the lower bracket guys. I think I can help out my admins by adding 2 forfeit wins for Emirates, who is gonna win his match because Killian has not showed up yet. So he's moving on to play against his another German, SD John, and the same we're gonna do with Danish Jack against Lava. And I'm also gonna help out with the second group, as there's none of the things filled out. Nina has to play Harry Hirsch, and Vukova is not here, so Zero, no pain, will get the win. And if we look at the refreshed bracket, we can see the following, if we are able to see anything. There we go. So Best Beast and has to play against Mish in the next round, and then we have Killian now playing against SD Jordan and the Galapagos against Lava, which should be happening in quite a few moments. Oh, I did a mistake there, I'm seeing. In the first group, Emirates didn't forfeit. Killian did so. So we're gonna fix that. And if we're gonna refresh, we're gonna see that. Yeah, there we should we go now. Still not refreshed. What is going on here? Hello? This is not working. Now it should be working. Why isn't it? Oh, I mean, you can think yourself. It's not working right now. The technique doesn't want to work right now. If we look at the other group, what are we seeing? We have so Radun playing against OX Caster should be going on in a few moments. So it looks like Harry Hirsch is not showing up for this match, so he's gonna forfeit that. So he's out of the tournament, unfortunately. He reached top 8 in the last season, but he's moving out of the tournament now, unfortunately. And there's still no matches starting what there should be in a few seconds. We could look at Mish versus Best Beast if that's happening in a few seconds. But we still need to wait, unfortunately. So I think we're gonna do a short break until we have some matches going on, and we will see you there. Actually, we are back with another game here in the tournament. We have Emirates against SD John, both leaking Elixir. Now there's a banner plate. Which is probably gonna connect. There's nothing really to counter it. And the Mega Minion's first hit doesn't count. So that's a lot of damage right there. Emirates leaking Elixir. As there's a battle ram moving down the right hand side. Minions get zapped, but the battle ram are not able to connect, but its barbarians will do so, I think. Yeah, it will. Guards able to clean them up, but there's a Royal Ghost now moving down the right hand lane. Did I miss anything in the chat? Oh no, not really. In the YouTube chat, is there anything going down in the YouTube chat? No. Okay, so that zap onto the battle ram. Minions able to clean it up properly. Yes. Together with the guards, they're able to do so. Royal Ghost now again to counter them. The splash damage is kind of useful against the guards in defense. Bandit on the right hand lane connecting onto the skeletons. The battle ram will buy. Oh, that's a really valuable poison. He finishes off the minions and the skeleton, and even tries to help out with the guards. Does some damage to them as the electro wizard cleans them out. But there's the lava now moving down the right hand side. Supported now by the balloon. And how is NC John now able to stop that in this German derby? The balloon is just able to connect to the tower, even with his bomb. That's a lot of damage right here. Minions being finished up by both the King Tower and the Mega Minion, and now there's a lava balloon. He does not manage to get to the tower. Which just trying to cheaply get to the tower, but he's not able to do that. And he won't do so as the match is ending, and that's the win for SD John. Do we have another match we can just jump into? I think Abandonment vs. Zero No Pain could be an interesting one. Abandonment again playing Giant Skeleton. There's a Valkyrie to counter that. There's so many support troops now. The Witch connected onto the Inferno Dragon. No, Lava Hound. I'm Just really confused with all these cards. Were quite similar, but by the name, but by how they work, they're not really that similar. So there's now the skeleton barrel, not the skeleton barrel, excuse me, the goblin barrel, getting connected onto the tower, even getting support by the baby dragon, which tanks all the tower shots, while the goblins do all the damage. Same going on now here with the miner, tanking for the minute as he does get quite a few hits. And that's a really nice Valkyrie. Even though it does take one hit from the hunter, it manages to clean up the witch as well. And now there's a witch placed by no pain, which is getting clean out by a wizard. Baby Dragon connects onto the tower. The wizard does hit both the tower and the Inferno Dragon. Almost takes it down. Tower's down to 41 HP as well. And now there's the Goblin Barrel coming. No real counter for that from no pain as he just played his Inferno Dragon. There's a zap now, but that's really late. And the other hound is almost taken out even before he makes it to the opponent's side. There's the wizard and the witch. The witch is gonna get attacked by another witch, and the miner. The wizard is connected onto the lava hound, and that's so much damage coming out from the witch. Nothing is able to counter the witch, and that's the tower taking him down to 545 HP. Giant skeleton now moving down the left-hand lane. There's a hunter trying to finish off the Valkyrie, which he does. And that should be the free crown, maybe even, for abandonment. His giant skeleton bomb will make it onto the tower, and there are two wizards which are taking down the tower, and that's it. Let's look at the bracket of Group B. A lot of magic quests are here in the chat now, and there we're gonna watch OX Castor against Radun. As I'm just getting a drink, Thomas, that my stomach is really thirsty, so I'm just doing that, and then we'll be back with casting. Meanwhile, just enjoy the match. So, what I'm seeing is now that Radun got his King Tower activated, which obviously is quite a big advantage. There's a lava now played by Castor and a golem by Radun. Maybe we can have a base race, which will be very exciting, but they're both playing it in the same lane, so that's not really suggesting that. Radun is playing the kind of classic golem beatdown deck with the Night Witch, the Baby Dragon, the Mega Minion, and the Lumberjack. Golem does not make it to the tower, gets defended by quite a few troops here. And there's only Mario now, moving on the left hand side, tanking from both the Princess and the King Tower. but he gets all the troops get cleaned off. There's a flying machine. That's quite a big push now on both sides, trying to cancel each other's tanks out. But the lava hound is connected onto the tower. There's the miner. Will there be a poison or some kind of support? There is a poison which will finish off the Night Witch, but the lava pups will not make it to the tower. Tower taken down to 510 HP, as Radun is really far behind here right now. There's the Barbarian Barrel, which does not pull. The Lumberjack is he continues onto the tower. Does a lot of damage right here. Miner now again played, gets 2-3 swings on the tower. There's a poison, and there's just one more tick of damage needed by some kind of troop for Caster to take this match. But the Lumberjack connects the tower! Oh my god, how did that happen? How? I didn't really see that coming. What just happened? So I'm getting the report from one of my admins that the winners match of Group A is led by Best Beast right now with 1-0. Can we spectate that? No, that's... I think we're just gonna watch OX Custer again. Playing against Radun. That's a nice tornado pulling both troops into the balloons bomb, which finishes it off with the baby drag. Can I get maybe some feedback on the sound? Am I loud enough? Is the game music too loud or something? There's a Lumberjack now moving down the left-hand lane together with a Barbarian Barrel on both sides, which finish off the troops. The Barbarian is raged, gets one hit, and there's Inferno Dragon now trying to finish off the lava on which he does. There's a miner now to tank for all these lava pops. They finish off the Inferno Dragon, but do they finish off the tower as well? They get it down to 1-3-3-7, which is lead, obviously. Baby Dragon connect for one hit on the tower. I think Caster can take that. There's a bowler played by Radun. That's really interesting. Maybe he needs to have a second spell in there. So maybe he's playing a graveyard, but yeah, then he would be missing one spell. The bowler does manage to connect onto the tower. And now there's another push on the left-hand lane as well. There's a balloon together with a Lumberjack, and the Lumberjack will now drop his rage spell. There's a freeze, which freezes the tower, and the balloon connects to one hit. Does he get a second? Yes, he does. And that's the tower almost taken down. But on the right-hand side, meanwhile, we have the Lava Hound together with a Barbarian connecting, and that's taking down the tower as well. Lava Hound, Inferno Dragon now connecting on the left-hand side as well. There's so much going on here right now. Tornadoes pulling everything away, but the tower still gets taken down to 800 HP by the flying machine. Another balloon now moving on the left hand side. He will probably finish off the tower, which he does. But how are we gonna? On the right hand side, we have a Lumberjack, which is not counted at all. There's a freeze. The miner does not manage to do enough damage. Well, is Caster able to come back from this? 755 HP still left on the left tower. The Lava Hound is moving in, but that's not enough. And Radun is taking this match. SC John and Emirates are currently 1-1 in this best of 3 series. If we look at Group B, we see that NCW Gantner and Abandonment have a chance to move on to the quarterfinals right now. Oh, and I think, yeah, Emirates won against SC Jordan, so he's moving on to the playoffs as well. I think. I think it's a lower bracket match, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lower bracket match, but he still does have a chance. Mish and Best Beast are still playing at the moment. I think there was a disconnect between both of them. So, I don't know if it's a rematch. We're not gonna jump into that because that's quite an old match already. And yeah, what the fuck. We're gonna watch the Lipicus against Lava from Group A. Miner. Oh, the lock misses the goblins from the goblin gang. It does connect to the tower and the miner does so as well, but now there's minions moving in which need to be counted. So I'd say Lava is quite an elixir lead right now, but he's leaking. There's a witch now played. Now the gravestone against both Lumberjack and Balloon. The Balloon just moves onto the tower. Does not get distracted by the building. But will he manage to get to the tower? No, there's the tornado. And he does not even connect with his bomb damage. So, the miner now being played, but Lava predicts it with his mini packer, which is now moving on the left hand side. Gets locked back a bit and slowed down by the Ice Wizard. Gets taken down by the tower finally. Both players' towers are still quite healthy, but there's another balloon now moving in as Lava really needs to do some damage here right now. It's getting pulled back by the tornado, but I think it does connect with the bomb damage. Yes, it does. Oh, there's a poison spell, catching quite a few troops there from Lava. And there's another push moving in now by Lava. Tornado plate to finish off these troops. But now there's a Rage mini packer moving on the left hand side. What does the Lipicus have here? He only has an Ice Wizard, which gets one-hitted by the mini packer. Tower on the left hand side now brought down to under 400 HP by the poison. Lava really needs to make his balloon connect, but I don't see him doing that with the tornado being played by the Lipicus. There's no damage coming to the tower. There's a mini packer. Now, what does he have against this? It's raged. There's the gravestone just in the last second. And there's the Goblin King now moving in. Lava's just trying to spam the troops here. There's a witch being played in the middle of the field. look as well. There's a balloon. Should tank for this. Does he pull these troops back? He does, and the baby dragon connects onto the balloon. So it again does not connect to the tower. Lumberjack moving in as well. Meanwhile, the miners trying to finish off the tower brings it down to 182. But yeah, it's back and forth here right now. Now there's a mini P.E.K.K.A moving in. It gets pulled back with a tornado, but it pulls a balloon to the tower. It's one hit by the mini P.E.K.K.A. And what does he have against the balloon? I think the balloon is not able to one hit the tower. No, he's not, because there's a gravestone, and that's Lipagus trying at taking this match. Unbelievable scenes right now. The Lipagus does manage to close out the match right here. And if we look at the bracket, there's not really much we can say to Group B. But we can say that Best B is moving on to the semifinals. As he won against Mish with 2-0. I think Love lost against the Lipagus, and the Lipagus is now playing against Emirates in the deciding match of who's going to the quarterfinals. So we're going to take a quick look at the Group B bracket, where we have NCW Gantner wanting to play against Abandonment. We're just waiting for some matches to start. I think we're gonna have another match that's getting played right now. It's NCW Gantner against Abandonment. And I think you want to see the game as well, so we're switching to that scene. There's a P.E.K.K.A against the giant skeleton, which is able to clean off all the defending troops with his bomb. The hunter and one minion connect to the tower. Both get 2 hits already. The hunter does get a second. There's now another push coming in. There's the minion horde, and NCW Gantner has to respond to a goblin bear with a fireball. That's obviously a negative elixir trade. And which to counter the hunter, but he really takes her down to really low HP. She does spawn one wave of bats, but the wizard is managing to finish her off. That's a nice zap. He gets hits onto so many minions, but he still needs a counter, as those will just swarm the tower now together with the goblin barrel, which is moving in. There's a fireball needing to be played again, And see, W. Gardner doesn't seem to be really concentrating. He doesn't need to know that that abandonment is trying to bait his spells. And he can't afford to again and again make this negative elixir trade with throwing the fireball at the Goblin Barrel. Another giant skeleton moon now moving in together with the minion horde and a wizard and another baby dragon as well. That's a nice fireball. He even hits the minions as well. But now there's another Goblin Barrel moving in, which gets countered off by the log now. Hunter now moving in again, together with the minion horde. Gets zapped. There's another minion horde being played by Gardner. But Night Witch, together with the Night Witch, they're able to finish it off. Wizard now played against the Night Witch. Both players not really managing to get to the tower. For most, it's not NCW Gardner who's moving to the tower. There's no lock for the Goblin Barrel as well, and the Wizard does hit the tower as well. And I think that should be the game. Does the bomb hit the tower? No, it doesn't. Now Pekka moving on the right hand side, but the Witch should be easily able to deal with that. There's the minion horde as well. And I don't really think Gardner does have a counter for this. There's excuse me, Goblin Gang now moving in on the left side, but the Goblin Barrel does connect, and that's the game for abandonment. Unbelievable scenes here now. Abandonment does take the first game, I think. Meanwhile, we have the Leapergus playing against Lava. We're definitely gonna look into that. It's already running. We're almost getting into overtime here now. Hunter doing a good job of finishing off these smaller troops there. Lava again playing this mortar deck. Poison onto both the rest and the mortar. That's quite some good poison value. Mortar gets taken down as well as the Rascal Boy almost does by the Hunter. But the tower is taken down through 397 now, but there's a lot of troops moving in now on the left hand side against the Leapergus. Royal Hawks now again played by him. Poison, and that should be it. That's the Leapergus taking this match. That's the match. We can jump into another battle between NCW Gardner and Abandonment. NCW Gardner is now playing the Royal Giant. He's quite an interesting card now after the recent balance changes to him, as he's now doesn't have such a big range anymore, but he's doing a lot more damage. He does have a Valkyrie as well, so that's a really interesting thing. There's a Baby Dragon which is getting countered by a Mega Minion. At least it's trying to do so. It's a really close match, but they both finish up each other. There's a Hunter now attacking the Valkyrie, which gets moved closer to him by the Golem's death damage. The Hunter does finish it off, but that gets no hit onto the baby dragons. Onto the baby dragon, excuse me. Another Goblin Baron moving in by Abandonment now. He's playing a different kind of deck now. Ranger now moving in on the left hand side again, and there's no real counter to that. There's the minions, but that's not really enough, as the Royal Giant takes down the left hand side tower. Unbelievable! There's the Valkyrie to clean up the witch, but there's also a baby dragon trying to do some ship damage. Mega Minion finishing off the baby dragon, but it probably won't get a hit onto the tower. Yeah, that's a wizard. That's definitely not gonna happen. Lightning onto both the tower and the wizard. That's some damage, but still kind of a negative elixir trade. One of the fire spirits connects from the furnace to the right-hand tower, which is taken down to 55 HP. And now NCW Gunner just needs to defend this game to at least tie out the series. You're not seeing anything. I'm really sorry, guys. If I would have someone reminding me of that, that would be very helpful, but I don't. And you're now able to see the game. Again, I'm really sorry for that. And yeah. Now it looks like NCW Gardner is getting this match done. And he ties up the series. If we look into Group A, we see Emirates still needs to play against the Galapagos. We can take a look at these facts now on the bottom of the screen. Emirates already got second in the last season of NQL. Abandonment is the player with the highest win rate, but also one of the players with the lowest trophies. Obviously, you can follow us at Numquam GG on Twitter, but now we're able to move into another game between Emirates and the Galapagos now. Lock moving in on the gravestone doesn't finish it off. That's again a really slow start to this game. Hunter doing a lot of damage here to the ice golem and also getting some chip damage onto the Mega Man, which is getting finished off by the tower now. Gravestone to finish off the tower. It's Tombstone. I really forgot the name and just came to my mind. There's the Rascals playing played in the back by Emirates. So what kind of deck is he playing? I think it could be Mortar. He now needs to get rid of these Musketeers, which the Rascals together with the Mega Minion managed to do quite well, but only the Rascal Guards stay alive. Tombstone's now played by both, just trying to use some elixir usefully and get some value out of it. If someone's attacking that, of course, Tombstone is getting really good value on defense. But there's a graveyard now moving in on the left hand side, together with a defensive poison by Galapagos. Royal Hawks now moving in on the left side, together with a lock. The Rascals are trying to finish it off, finish them off. But the lock finishes off the Rascal Boys, but the Rascal Boys now tanking for the graveyard. There's again a defensive poison by the Galapagos, and now the Royal Hawks are moving on the right hand side. There's the Tombstone, together with the Rascals. Can they manage to finish these off? No, they get a few hits on the tower. Now quite a good push here on the left hand side. The Royal goes together with the Hunter. The Hunter and the Royal Ghost, excuse me, does finish off the Spear Goblins from the Goblin. No, it were Solar Spear Goblins, excuse me. There's a lock against this big push by the Libagos. But what does Emirates really have here? The Royal Hawks connect to the tower, bring it down to 7, 8, 6. The Hunter does not connect for a hit. And the Musketeer won't do so as well, but there's a Royal Ghost now moving on the right hand side. Gets to the tower. There's the Musketeers now splitted into both lanes. And they finish off by both the poison and the lock, but he doesn't have a lock now against the Royal Hawks, which are moving in. The lock finishes one of the Rascal Girls, and it looks like Emirates does not win this match. The tower is left side tower got really low. The Musketeer does not connect, but it really does need to do a lot of damage, and he doesn't have really enough elixir to defend this Royal Ghost. He does make it appear for the tower, but is that enough? No, I don't think so. It will this. No, it won't. And what? He did so much damage with his grave. That's so close. I think Emirates is pulling it off. What? It's ridiculous. How does he manage to pull that off? I didn't really look at it. I just looked at the left side, and the Lipica's trying to finish off the tower. So I think it's 1-0 now in this series. That's, I think, the only match that's left if we look at the bracket. Yeah, NCW Ghana is moving on to the quarterfinals as well. And I think, is there any matches to be played now? Emirates won against Lipigus. Yeah, there's some matches to be played. Does Emirates now finish off the best of 3 series so we can move to the playoffs in just a few minutes? We're waiting for the Lipigus. He's just trying to change his deck, probably. Again, we can take a look at the facts on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, as I already said, I think I already said it. Mish is the player with the highest trophy best in the whole tournament. He reached 5,409 trophies. And the battle has started, so we can just jump into it, guys. There we go. Not any damage dealt yet. Now, there's the first card played. It's Skeletons played by the Lipigus behind the tower. Just to get into the red cycle now. Archers played as well. Split it into both lanes. There's a Ice Spirit, and I think the Lipigus may be playing an Expo or Mortar deck. I'd rather say it's Expo. Yeah, both players still leaking elixir, but Emirates does take some damage to his tower here. He's just keeping to leak elixir. Is maybe does he lose the connection? Because he's not playing anything. There's the Expo. If he doesn't play anything yet, oh, there's the goal. The goal. I don't know if I agree with that player. Obviously I don't know what he had in his hand, but yeah, that's a really expensive and it doesn't really do any damage to the Expo. There's a Tesla as well, which will attack the Golem. It will also pull over the Night Witch, which is getting fireballed down now. But I think the Lumberjack will move to the tower as well as the Witch, which don't manage to do some damage. But that's 4 hits by the Lumberjack, and that's bringing the tower down to 1,734 HP. Ice Spirit to finish off the Mega Minion, which will almost get a hit onto the tower. There's a Barbarian Bell Plate in the back spells as well as a Night Witch. And that's the Golem. Doesn't hit the Night Witch with the Fireball. That could get him maybe in a lot of trouble now. Is the Tesla still alive? Now, a big push moving in on the left hand side from Emirates. Tornado to pull it all into the support troops of Emirates, and there the Night Witch and the Mega Minion both connect. Get knocked back a little bit by the log, but that's a tower, and now they're moving in on the right hand tower as well. There's archers to distract the support troops, as well as the Ice Spirit, but I don't think the Leapicus is able to do anything here. He just has to maybe even get free crowned here, and that should be the match. Emirates is moving on to the quarterfinals. And I think we're gonna go to a really short break. We'll be back in about 7 minutes with the first quarterfinal. And yeah, we will present you the bracket as well then. Yeah, see you in a few minutes.
We're sinking in a dream, it's holding on. Breathe it out. Can you feel this weight around your neck? It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. It's holding on. It's time to let it go. Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me. And we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me.
Jetzt gibt's aber, ihr müsst im Discord jetzt vor dem Spiel immer die Leute fragen, welche Karte sie bannen.
Da
geht's schon los, bin ich schon? So, noch kurz warten. 30.
Hold on to me.
time, living in the thoughts and the visions, but between the lines, yeah. I can't even talk with the visions there in my mind. Cause every time I fall, I can feel you there by my side, yeah. So show me the way and I'll follow you. Show me the way, cause that's all I do. Take the leap of faith and I'll dive into my diamonds. I'm finding this divine light inside of you. Tell me that you want me, baby. That ice cold stare, I just wanna know you better. From 1 to 3, got me looking everywhere for you. Count the stars, you are my sun. Underneath my skin, my bones are creeping in. I don't want this love to end. Underneath my skin, when I look into your eyes, see the miracle of light shining underneath your skin. Underneath your skin. Underneath your skin. Wake up in the morning to get a touch from your arm. No regrets, I can't forget the scent you had on. Fingernails, they tell the tales of sex, but you're gone. Now I wonder what's coming next in this song. So show me the way and I'll follow you. Show me the way, cause that's all I do. Take the leap of faith and I'll dive into my diamonds. I'm finding this divine light inside of you. Tell me that you want me, baby. That ice cold stare, I just wanna know you better. From 1 to 3, got me looking everywhere for you. Count the stars, you are my sun. Oh, underneath my skin, my bones are creeping in. I don't want this love to end. Underneath my skin, when I look into your eyes, see the miracle of light shining.
So guys, we are now moving into the first quarterfinal, which will be OX Castor against Emirates. The both banned cards are Castor banned Freeze and Emirates bans Poison, and we are able to jump into the game. The first match in this best of 5 series now. Both players leaking elixir in the beginning of the match. And both splitting their minions. Emirates zapping them. And also now Castor zapping them but not hitting the tower. That's still quite okay, I guess. There's Ram Rider now moving in on the left side by Castor. Now, Rebel now moving in on the right hand side as well. There's guards to counter it. Of course, it stuns 2 guards at a time. Oh, it stunned all 3 at one point, so that's quite huge. Now the Mega Minion jumping onto them, doing some damage. There's some minions, but there's nothing really to distract them. To distract him. Lavahound, meanwhile, moving in on the left side. As there's an Electro Wizard to counter it. It's taken down by a zap and a fireball. Now there's minions to be played to counter this lava hound. There's a balloon now moving in from the back. I mean, there are a lot of troops to counter them, but they're all not attacking it. There's so much damage now coming in from the balloon. It gets one hit at least. Does it get a second? No, it don't. It won't. But there's the bomb still bringing it down to 982 HP. Meanwhile, the right tower of Emirates taken down to 852 HP. There's the tombstone getting even jumped on by the Mega Knight. He connects to the tower as well, and that's taken the tower taken down. There's the Ram Rider now moving on the left side together with a Bandit and the Goblin Gang, and OXCast is just going for the hole here. He's attacking both towers taking down to more than half of their normal HP. Meanwhile, Emirates took down the left tower of OXCaster with his lava. Now there's a balloon moving onto the King Tower. There are minions and an Electro Wizard. The balloon does get one hit. The lava pups don't really connect to the tower, but there's already another lava hound. There's the tombstone defending both the Ram Rider and the Mega Minion. There's fireball thrown onto the minions and the King Tower. The lava pups now moving in. Electro Wizard to defend that. The King Tower is taken down to 377. There's the Ram Rider moving in together with the skeleton army. There's so much going on the screen. The Ram Rider does connect with the charge. Is the Electro Wizard able to connect? He does, but he only takes it down to 53 HP. Is there a spell to play? No, there's the Bandit, and he finishes off. Castor takes the first match in the best of 5. That's so incredible and incredibly played by OXCastor. He doesn't really have a spell, but he has so many troops that he can just throw at Emirates Tower and just finish it off. That's 1-0 for him in this best of 5. And the second match already just started. And we're gonna just jump into it. There's already something being played. There's a miner already doing some damage onto Emirates' right tower. There's no bats to counter the Mega Minion, which gets zapped out. So maybe the Mega Minion will get onto the tower, but no, there's the Prince together with a Goblin Gang now. Moving in on the right hand side, there's a tornado to do some damage to the smaller troops and let the Prince not connect. He gets the charge onto the 9 pitch, but doesn't manage to take it down. Miner now moving in on the right side together with some skeletons and the Dart Goblin. The Dart Goblin gets not finished off by the Lumberjack, and he connects onto the Mega Minion. Does he get a hit on the tower? He does. Goblin Gang cancelled out by the tornado. There's a lock just for Castor to get back into his cycle. Skeleton Baron not moving in together. Oh my god, that's such a value fireball. He hits the tower, the baby dragon, and the elixir pump, and he's still taking so much damage. Emirates is in huge trouble. Golem now played on the right hand side by Emirates. There's the Goblin Gang moving on the left side. One Goblin does get a hit onto the tower. Takes down to 537 HP. There's the Prince now charging in onto the Golem. There's a Night Witch behind it, and a Goblin, Dot Goblin behind the Prince. There's a quite valuable lock together with the tornado. He pulls everything together. The Prince takes out the Lumberjack and the Golem. It does not connect to the tower, but the Golemites will, but they won't do so much damage. One already taken out, second taken out by another Prince. There's bats to finish the baby dragon. Prince charging on the right hand side. Meanwhile, we have got a miner and a skeleton barrel moving in on the left hand side. Will the skeleton barrel connect? Gets pulled away, but there's the bats. They get down. The night witch is still there. There are 2 skeletons getting to the tower, but they won't get any hits. The fireball finishes off the tower. And that should be the second game for OX Caster. What is he doing to Emirates? OX Caster playing really, really well here right now. And I think both players don't know it's a best of 5. They just wrote GG. Just checking, there were no banned cards played, and there won't. And we are able to jump into the third match. Can Caster now close out this epic battle between him and Emirates? Emirates now starting on the bottom side again. There's the miner by Caster. Skeleton Barrel played again by Castor. There's a Goblin Barrel, Barbarian Barrel, excuse me, played on the back by Emirates. And we see a bomb tower from Emirates. That's a really interesting pick. That Goblin does not connect to the tower, but does so onto the Mega Minion, which will get cleaned up by the tower probably. Skeleton Barrel moving in on the left side onto the bomb tower. That's quite an expensive tower. It got changed to 4 counters, excuse me. It got changed to 4 elixir now, but it's still quite an investment. And there's now an Expo being played by Emirates. Prince to tank these shots, but the miner to defend against the Expo. The Ice Wizard connects onto it. Prince takes out the Barbarian from the Barbarian Barrel with 1 charge. And there's not really any damage dealt by both of these players. Skeleton Barrel moving on the left side again, and Emirates again getting a negative trade. I mean, he does hit the Goblin Gang, takes it out with the bomb tower as well, but still 4 elixir against only the Skeleton Barrel really. There's the Prince moving in again, the miner as well, the Mega Minion right placed onto it. The Dark Goblin connects onto the Expo. Will it connect to the tower? Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, a few hits getting down onto the tower by the Expo. But there's not really much damage then yet. Skeleton Barrel together with Bats moving in again. 1 bat does connect for 2 hits to the tower, gets taken out by the tower. Now the Expo moving in again, there's the Prince again. Miner to defend that. That's a really well played fireball. What does he have against the Prince? It's the Skeleton Barrel, but the Barbarian Barrel, excuse me, it does get it finished off. There's the bomb tower again, against the Skeleton Barrel. Finish it off. That's now really interesting. He places the Expo next to the bomb tower, so the bomb tower can help defending it. There's a fireball thrown onto both the Prince and the Dark Goblin. Prince does not get taken out. He takes out the Ice Wizard before he does. And now a quite huge push. Moving on the right hand side, the bomb tower does not stay alive, so he can't help in offense. We're defending the Expo. The Prince is moving in, gets taken down with these 3 troops. Now there's no really tank against the Expo, but does Emirates know that? The Prince is now moving on the right hand side. I think he doesn't really have enough elixir to play the Expo, and there's a misplay with the Ice Wizard. There's so much stuff moving in on the left hand tower. There's the Barbarian Barrel, the Prince getting taken down by the Bomb Tower. Oh my god! Tower taking down to 1008 HP. Dart Goblin moving in on the left hand side. The Expo being played defensively by Emirates. I just want you to remember, guys, if this match ends with a draw, the player with the lowest tower loses the match. And certainly, that is Emirates, and he's in big trouble right now, as the Skeleton Barrel is moving in, does not get any hits really onto the tower. Tower taken down to 595. Expo now on the right side. There's the Ice Golem to tank the auto attack from the Prince. The Expo does connect for a few hits onto the tower. That's not that much, to be honest. Now another Expo being played. It's so much back and forth gameplay here. The Prince having to deal with the Barbarian from the Barbarian Barrel. And there's the Expo now connecting onto the tower. There's not really enough elixir for Oak's caster to defend this. There's the tower taken down to 500 P. Meanwhile, the miner is taking his time onto the left tower of Emirates. This got a lot closer now, with Emirates now finally being able to attack. The Prince is now moving in onto the Expo as well as the Skeleton Barrel. Expo does connect into the tower, and it brings it into fireball range, and Emirates does get one game here in this best of 5 series, excuse me. What an exciting match again! That was so close. Both players could have won that. There were only 20 seconds left in overtime. It's now still OX Caster. They still have the match point. He just needs to close out this match. We are moving into the fourth one. There's a bandit now moving in on the right side by OX Caster, who's now playing on the bottom again. Getting countered by a Mega Knight. Is there anything really to counter that? It's another Mega Knight. But there's an Electro Dragon. Does not connect with the tower, but there's an Electro Wizard plate which is getting attacked by the Electro Dragon. That was not really well played. There's minions now, but they also will get attacked by the Electro Dragon. The Electro Dragon is getting such huge value here. Minions do not connect onto the tower. There's the Ram Rider plate on the left side now, but there's Zappies. And an Electro Dragon, so it won't charge, but still will get one hit on the tower. There's now Royal Hawks moving in. One only on the left side, they're split, and they will get hits on both sides, even more so on the right side. Taking the tower down to 1736 HP. There's skeletons to clean up the defending troops from OX Caster. We're now almost moving into the last minute of this fourth game of this best of 5 series. OX Caster just needs one game to win it. But can Emirates maybe even come back? We will see. Mega Knight now moving in on the left side. Getting defended by another Mega Knight. They jump onto each other. Now the Royal Hawks being split. There's the Skeleton Army split as well. Royal Hawks get hits on both towers again, and there's the Ram Rider again. Of course it won't be able to charge, because there's the Zappies, which stun his charge. But the Mega Knight jumps onto the left tower, and there's only bats to defend him. He gets a few hits. Does he get one more? Yes, he does. But now one Mega Knight moving in on the right hand side as well, defended by another Mega Knight. There's so much going on the field. There's Royal Hawks on both sides. There's Zappies, there's Electro Dragons, there's Skeletons, there's Goblins. There's the Electro Wizard to defend the Electro Dragon. In Pokemon, that will not really be effective. And we're going into overtime. 7 viewers here in game with 3 viewers on Twitch. I don't know how many we have on YouTube or on Wixer, but thanks everyone for tuning in for these quarter-final matches. There's again so many troops moving in. Mega Knight now jumping onto the Electro Wizard. No, it's not. It's jumping onto the other Mega Knight who is still getting placed. There's a skeleton army destroyed by the lock, and the tower is still taking damage. There's a fireball. Does only hit 1 minion. Oh, there's now so much moving on the right hand side. The Bandit charges onto the tower. The Mega Knight jumps onto the Zappies. And the Bandit is still on the tower. Takes it down to 347 HP. Does the Mega Knight jump? It does! And that's the tower! And OX Caster manages to win this best of 5. 4 really, really close matches. But in the end, Caster does manage to win it. That's incredible. That's really, really incredible. And I think that's it for our first quarter-final here. We are gonna take another short break, about 10 minutes, and then we will be back with Mish against NCW Gentner.
I'm still in love. I'm still in love.
found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make out, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad.
So guys, we are back with the second quarterfinal now, which is Mish against NCW Gantner. We're just waiting for them to start the match. I can tell you both of the band cards. So Mish banned Electro Dragon and Gantner banned the Packer. Match should be starting shortly. We're just waiting for Mish to accept the battle request. There we go. We are gonna get into this second quarterfinal. Mish against NCW Gantner. Both players starting to leak elixir as well. There's the Prince is being played by Gun. Countered by the Barbarian Bell. Countered with another Barbarian Bell. There's a skeleton. There's so many barrels in this fucking game. There's the Goblin Barrel moving in on the left side. Tower gets taken down to 12. Oh, 6. What happened there? Baby Dragon now moving in against another Baby Dragon together with the Lava Hound. A Baron Bell onto the Princess. There's so much again going on. A Baron Bell now not really trying, not really able to tank the Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon, does he take out those Spear Goblin? No, he doesn't. But the Baby Dragon does get so many hits, takes the tower down to 883. There's another Goblin Barrel. Dart Goblin now trying to defend these guards. There's a really nice poison, gets the Dart Goblin but does not get the Princess. So there's additional elixir to be spent on that. And that will be spent in the way of a Baby Dragon. The NCW again playing the Royal Giant. Does he play this deck? I think I saw someone from Nova Esports. I don't remember who played it, but someone from Nova Esports played it at the CRL World Championships together with a Mega Knight, which isn't really helpful against the Lava Hound. There's another one moving in on the left side. There's so much going on. The Lava Hound pups now. The Lava pups get onto the tower. The tower's taken down. Now it's NCW Gantner's turn to get back from this match. There's the Barbarian Bell to counter his Goblin Barrel. And there's the Mega Knight I talked about. Just jump onto the skeletons now from the tombstone. There's a Inferno Dragon to finish it off. Barbarian Bell moving in. He needs to get this tower down. Will he connect? No. And that's the first match for Mish. And we are getting into the second match. So, Mish probably playing again the same deck, and NCW Gantner's deck looks similar as well. Has again the Inferno Dragon moving in against the Baby Dragon, who is attacking the Lava Hound certainly. Barbarian Bell moving in as well. There's a Tornado, but it doesn't really do much against all of these troops. The Ice Wizard has to fight against the Barbarian, and the Inferno Dragon, does connect onto the tower. Remember, guys, the two banned cards are Electro Dragon and P.E.K.K.A. The first of both banned by Mish. Because Gantner banned the P.E.K.K.A. Which he tries to counter now with the Golem being played. So excuse me, Gantner is not playing the same deck. It was stupid to think of that from me. So Golem is moving in against the Lava Hound. There's dragons behind both cards to defend against these tanks, which of course the Inferno Dragon does a way better job of. Ice Wizard gets taken down by the Miner, which is moving on. There's now many cards moving on the left hand side. There's the Lava Pups, there's 2 dragons, and there's nothing really to do damage to it. There's a Zap and a Tornado, but both cards still connect. That's the tower taken down by the Baby Dragon. And now it's again NCW Gantner's turn to turn this match into his favor. He doesn't really have that damage already to both of these towers. And again, there's a Lava Hound moving in again. Behind that, a Baby Dragon and an Inferno Dragon, and there's nothing really to deal with the Inferno Dragon. He just burns through the Golem. That's really something Gantner needs to get rid of, but he doesn't manage to do so. That does cost him this second game as well. Mish stays dominant with his Lava Hound deck, and we are moving to the third and I think deciding game for Mish. Can he close out the series with a clean sweep? Yeah, you see it. Mish is leading 2-0 in the best of 5 series. So that's the third and maybe deciding match now running. Guards to defend the Barbarian Barrel. And there's the bats to clean up the guards. Quick back and forth with smaller troops. Mish again playing his Lava Hound deck. He's really confident in this deck and does think he really is able to win it with this one. NCW at this point should have a counter deck to it, as you should expect him playing the same deck over and over again. There's the poison against the 2 Musketeers, which were splitted from the 3 Musketeers card. One Musketeer doesn't manage to get on the tower and gets it really low, down to 34 HP. There's a Miner on the right hand side, doing some chip damage together with the Lava Hound. And the Ice Golem does get 1 hit and his death damage onto the right tower. Lava Hound moving on the left hand side. Meanwhile, Gantner played an Elixir Collector and he did not split his Musketeers. And he needs to know Mish has poison and can just get the best positive Elixir trade you can probably see in this game. There's now the rest of the troops moving around with the tower. The Baby Dragon does connect and is not even getting attacked by the tower. The tower attacks the Miner, which is taking down the Elixir Pump. And the Baby Dragon is doing so much damage and finally gets taken down by the bats. And now from the back, there's the Inferno Dragon pushing in. There's the Ram Rider now moving in together with a Bandit. The Bandit and Ram Rider finish off the Tombstone. Will the Ram Rider connect onto the tower? It does. It takes it down to 27 HP. It finally looks like NCW Gantner can do something against Mish's Lava Hound deck. And now Mish doesn't have a poison and the 3 Musketeers haven't been played. There's a Bandit now not getting to the tower, getting stopped by the Tombstone, but now it will charge onto the tower and finish it off. left-hand tower of MCW Gentner is taken down to 761 HP. But he's again moving in with troops, and we're in the last couple of seconds of this game, and it looks like Mish will not get the clean sweep. And it looks like we can already start into the fourth match of this game. We are waiting for NCW Gentner to accept this one. It says he needs maybe a minute, so we have to wait for that. He's probably thinking about what he can play. Remind, there's 2 cards banned. It's Electrodang and P.E.K.K.A. And the match is starting, and so we are moving into it. Mish now again starting on the bottom side. Free Mask is being played by him again, so he did not change up his deck. Battle Ram now being played on the left, so suggesting Mish is also playing Free Muskies. There's the Barbarian Barrel moving against the Battle Ram to support the Free Musketeers together with a Bandit now moving in, charges onto the tower, does not hit the Barbarian Hut. With the Barbarian Hut finish off the Musketeer, which does not make it to the tower, but the Bandit does so much damage to the left-hand tower of Mish. Minions now cleaning up those Barbarians from the Barbarian Hut. Yeah, as I already said, the Mish is probably going to play the Free Muskie deck, which he does. Splitting them, sending one Musketeer to the side with the lower tower, so he doesn't get any really fireball value. There, the Ramrod again on defense. I've already talked about it earlier today. That's really solid troop in defense because of the stun mechanic, and he even manages to charge onto the tower. Elixir Pump now. The second Elixir Pump played by NCW Gentner. Mish does have a fireball. He does not have a small spell. Keep that in mind as we're moving now into the double Elixir time. Barbarian not played in the middle by Mish to defend the 2 Muskies. I talked about how you split your Free Muskies just a few seconds ago, but NCW Gentner did not need to do that because he knew the fireball for Mish will not be in rotation. Now, Bandit moving in onto the Barbarian Hut. Musketeer does not get a 1 hit, but there's the 3 Musketeers split, and he does have the fireball now. That's what I'm talking about. You have to know when your opponent's fireball or big spell is in cycle to not split those Musketeers. Battle Ram not making it to the tower. Bandit doing a good job of defending here together with the Ice Golem and the Hunter. Ram Rider moving in onto the Barbarian Hut together with 1 Barbarian and the Hunter. They don't get any hits onto the tower. Tower still down at 6-4-6, excuse me. Primaski is not being split now by Mish. As you know, NCW Gentner can't have a big spell. He only has the Barbarian Barrel, which he does play, but gets taken out in a few seconds. Musketeer does get 1 hit onto the tower, and now slowly but surely Mish is coming back into this game. Flying Machine to defend the minions and the Hunter. Battle Ram now moving in on the left side. There's the Ram Rider again to stun the Battle Ram. It does not make it to the wall, but the Ram Rider, it looks like it does. It does, and that's 400 damage. It even takes the tower, and NCW Gantner ties out the best of 5 series, 2-2. Is NCW Gantner now able to come back from this 0-2 deficit? We will soon find out, as we are close to moving into our last match of this second and last quarterfinal. Both players are thinking now, what deck can they play? Yeah, as I said already again, there are 2 cards banned. You should not play these cards or you're losing this match now. It's P.E.K.K.A. and the Electro Dragon. And we are now moving into the last match, almost. Measure is getting out the friendly battle attack, and we are closely moving into this match. And it's starting. Both players know what's on the line here now. The player who wins this game, this match, moves on to the semifinals and will play against, let me look that up, I think it is, who is it? I think it's Radoon, isn't it? I have to look that up, unfortunately. I don't know that right now. I'm really sorry for that. So, it is indeed Radoon. The winner of this match will play against Radoon, and both players know that. Both players don't want to give their opponents an advantage. So they're waiting for double elixir, which suggests they're both playing a beatdown deck. They're leaking so much elixir, it's ridiculous. We're almost into double elixir now, and there should be a card played. There's the 3 Musketeers by SCW Gantner. And a bowler to counter that. Mish with the bowler. That's quite a good counter, but what does NCW Gantner have in front of it? There's an ice golem, but it doesn't connect to the ice golem, the bowler. But there's a huge push on the left side now as well. Prediction, Barbarian Barrel on the mid, but there's nothing hitting it. But the Ram Rider makes it to the tower and takes it down to 326. Now the counter push. 3 Muskies played again. Finish off the Lumberjack, but there's a freeze. Freezing off the 3 Musketeers. The balloon does make it for 1 hit and the death damage to the tower. There's the bandit now moving in onto the bowler, which does also hit both Muskies. Gets 1 more hit onto them, finishes them off together with the Barbarian Bell. Ram Rider moving in. Can he charge onto the tower? There's a Barbarian Bell played as well. The Ram Rider gets finished off. There's the Lumberjack to hinder the Barbarian, from connecting to the tower. 326 are between NCW Gantner and the semi-finals. Bowler now against 2 Musketeers, a bandit and an ice golem. Will he able to stand against that? And Mish is in great trouble here right now. What does he have? I don't think. Yeah, that's it. NCW Gentner with the reverse sweep against the Mish. That's unbelievable. How did he manage to pull that off? That's ridiculous. NCW Gentner puts off the reverse sweep and moves on to the semifinals, which we will continue with after a really short break. We will keep this short. We will start the match a bit earlier than planned, so we keep those breaks short. And yeah, we will be back in a few minutes. Guys, we are almost moving into our first semi-final best beast against OX Castor. So the bans from both players are the banned card by best beast is Barbarian Hut. So I think there's one deck we all know that he's probably going to ban off, and the second card banned is Freeze. Castor banned that. Castor just going to make sure what card best beast banned. And then we should be almost ready to move into this game. I mean, I could show you the clan chat right now, but I won't do that. And it looks like we are almost going into that game. Castor seems to be ready, and Best Beast is so as well. Oh, so that means we are jumping into it. The first semi-final of Numquam League Season 4. Barbarian Barrel isn't banned. Yeah, I was totally confused. But there's the Hog Rider on the left side. Getting one swing onto the tower. No, Hog Rider, no, moving in on the left side. There's the Royale Ghost, but that isn't really enough to defend that. I don't really know what OX Castor is playing. May look like a Hog deck. But I'm not really sure, to be honest. There's the mini packer being played by Best Beast. Mini packer's not able to finish off these barbarians. At least not with one hit. The tower does get that one hit as well. That is needed. There's the princess now. And the three musketeers being split by OX Castor. Ram Rider in front of the one single musketeer. The two musketeers get finished uploaded by the princess. And the Ram Rider gets a few hits onto the tower. Hog Rider now moving in on the left side. Hunter is there. What does he have against all the small troops as skeletons? And one hit from the Hunter should be enough. There's again the princess being played in the back. There's a fireball to counter that. Easy way to get rid of that, even more if you are playing the Barbarian Barrel. And now Castor is able to split his muskies again. There's a push now coming, and Best Beast does have a rocket. That's a huge blunder as he hits the tower with it. Ram Rider, again strong in defense, doesn't hinder the Hog Rider from getting a hit onto the tower. Now there's the push coming in on the left hand side. Fireball onto the princess. There's a few smaller troops getting the Royal Ghost away from the tower, keeping from the tower away. But the Hunter finishes off the Hog Rider, which was played after that. There's the Ram Rider now moving in. But there's the mini pack already, but he gets stunned. The Ram Rider charges onto the tower. There's the Hunter. He finishes off the mini packer and even gets a hit onto the Hog Rider. There's the Barbarian Barrel and the Royal Ghost, but the tower still gets taken down to 434 HP. There's the counter push now again, moving in Ram Rider, Royal Ghost, and the Barbarian behind the Ice Golem. The Ram Rider charges in. Does he get the second hit? Yeah, he does. And that's the first game for OX Castor. That's the first match done. Should be able to see that as well. If my admins are refreshing it, but there's no need to see it because we have something way more important to see right now, which is the game. Best Beast against OX Casino, Best Beast on the bottom side. Playing a minor deck. That's what we decided to play that really fast. I think OX Casino already also switched his deck. Electro Wizard does not get onto the tower. But will the Prince? It almost looks like it does. He does charge onto the Ram Rider. Which also finishes off the Dart Goblin. Bandit charges in onto the mortar, which doesn't get a single hit onto the tower. Miner moving in together with the Goblin, but that's a huge hit by the Royal Ghost to take out the Goblin Gang. Gets taken out by the Prince, which is now riding onto the Electro Wizard. Takes him out with 2 hits, but there's the push coming from Oathcaster. He's playing the Ram Rider, and it does connect onto the tower with the charge. Gets 2 hits, gets 3 hits, gets even a 4th? Not the 5th. Takes down the tower to 1266. Royal Ghost Plate at the back, and there's nothing really to tank the water, but there's the Mecha, which is now a huge threat for Best Beast. He is in the lead, and now he has the P.E.K.K.A to deal with as well. Electro Wizard does get 1 hit onto the Goblin Gang, a second as well. But there's now a huge counter push with lots of small choosers, but they all get taken out by the Zap. And there's a lot of damage now coming onto the right-hand tower. There's the poison, the Royal Ghost, and the Red Rider, which takes it down. And Best Beast is in a really critical situation right now. He's 2-0 behind. We're not seeing it here right now, but I can forcibly put that in there, as my admins seem to not be doing that at the moment. So the first match was a 1-0 for Castor, and the second match was so as well, I think, yes. And we are almost able to jump into that third match, which could decide this semi-final already. There we go. Goblin Gang being played by August Kester in the back now. Oh, actually, we are not watching that because someone accidentally accepted the match. So we are gonna have to wait for a few minutes, for like 1 minute, until we can jump into there. Match is done. So we should be able to move in a few seconds. Yeah, some emotes in clan chat. I can tell you that. Now, best beast is ready. OX caster is so as well, and we're gonna move in. Thinking I can get one out here as well. Minions played by both players in the back. Fireball onto the Electro Wizard. Does he get a hit onto the minions? He doesn't. He don't get a hit, unfortunately. Royal Ghost being played by Oxcaster again. I think he's playing the same deck, but what does Best Beast play? He plays... Oh, I think he's playing Lava Loon. There's a huge push now coming in on the left-hand side. Ram Rider does not connect to the tombstone. He connects to the tower. And that's a huge blunder for Best Beast. He does take a lot of damage. Oh, but in the meantime, he did a lot of damage with his balloon on the right side. Took the tower down to 1,464 HP. Lava Hound played into the back, and there's the P.E.K.K.A. to punish that. But I think the Inferno Dragon, is just going to go through that. He doesn't. He's getting zapped by the Electro Dragon, and that's the P.E.K.K.A. By the Electro Wizard, and that's the P.E.K.K.A. taking down the left-hand tower against Best Beast. And Caster wants to go for the free crown. He lets his right tower fall because he's really sure that he's gonna win this match by free crowning his opponent, but he's now in huge trouble as the balloon is gonna move in on the king tower. Minions are there to defend it, but they will be killed off by the balloon. Spot death bomb. And now there's the lava pops. Best Beast seems really to be pissed off, and there's the punish pack again! And these are the lowest tactics, but they're working! Best Beast does not have an answer to this! Lava now moving on the left side. There's the Lava Hound. Now needs to defend against the Ram Rider, the Bandit, the Electro Wizard, the minions. But is he able to do that? The Ram Rider gets hits. The Bandit gets hits. The Inferno Dragon gets stunned. There's a poison. It's not looking good for Best Beast here right now. It looks like he's even gonna get free crown in the semi-finals of a tournament. Now there's troops moving in again. This bridge spam is terrifying, and there's the free crown. OX Caster free crowns Best Beast and gets the clean sweep. Ridiculous stuff coming out from OX Caster. So I did a mistake with getting the match into the tournament page, but there it is, and there it showed. OX Caster is moving to the finals, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, maybe even 3 or 4, with the last semi-final before we move into the grand final of the Numquam League Season 4 Clash Royale tournament.
Don't lose control. You're sinking in your dreams, it's holding on. Breathe it out. Can you feel the weight around your neck? It's time to let it go.
wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me and we can run from here and we can disappear and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me. Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me and we can run from here and we can disappear and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me.
I know we ain't talked in a minute, but what is time? Living in the thoughts and the visions, but between the lines, yeah. I can't even talk with the visions there in my mind. 'Cause every time I fall, I can feel you there.
So guys, we are almost ready to jump in our last semi-final between Radin and NCW Gentner. I can tell you both cards that were banned. Gentner banned the Mortar and Radun banned the Packer. Both players just need to get their decks ready, and then we will be able to get into the match. As it is happening now. Dot Goblin moving on the right hand side. Jamalak isn't really necessary, as it doesn't really make a big difference. Gets countered by the band as well. Still, does take it out. And now, rather than trying to use the Wage with the Barbarian Barrel, doesn't get a hit onto the tower, just onto the countering Barbarian. There's a Ram Rider now moving in. Baby Dragon now flying in from the right side, getting countered by the Dark Goblin as he just claims up the Night Witch as well. So I think Radun is playing Golem. Numberjack not able to take out the bandit this time. There's the Barbarian again, doesn't get the hit again. And there's the Ram Rider now moving in. Again, together with the Barbarian, there's a poison onto the Night Witch, which will go down because it gets attacked from the Barbarian and the Ram Rider, which takes the tower now. Radon hasn't really done a lot of damage now. And NCW Gantner already managing to take the right tower. Mega Knight now jumping onto the golem. There's a bit of backup behind that. There's the poison to kill the Dart Goblin. Tornado pulls everything together. There's a Goblin Gang trying to finish off these Golemites. But the Mega Man connects onto the tower. It's Rage. It gets 3 hits, and that's the tower. Radon is now able to come back from this. Golem played again. There's the Bandit moving in from the pocket. Ram Rider as well. There's the Night Witch. Will get the auto attack. No, won't. It gets stunned by the Ram Rider. Mega Minion moving in now. There's the Electro. Is it planted on the wrong side? I don't know if he wanted to play it like that. And Radon is going for the free crown now. What does NCW Gunner have now? He needs to kill the Lumberjack, he needs to kill the Baby Jack, and he needs to kill the Golem as well. He's in danger. And what does he have here? The Baby Dragon is connected onto the tower. The Golem is raged. The Mega Minion which is placed as rage. The Night Witch is raged, and it doesn't look good for Gentner. That looks like it will be the free crown. There's the poison. The Goblin Gang goes down. The Dart Goblin can't do anything. That's the free crown for Radon. As you can see, Radon now getting the first game in this best of 5. As we are waiting for the second match to start. Gentner's ready. And so is Radon. No, he's not. But we should be able to move into the game shortly. We do. Baby Dragon played by Radon. Baby Dragon played by NCW Gantner. Nice fireball there, getting some value, but does not hit the tower. The Baby Dragon won't do so as well. Now, Brit's type of push on the right side. There's a Bandit which gets pulled into the King Tower by the Tornado, but the Bats and the Flying Machine are doing so much damage. Is the Flying Machine going to be able to take out the tower? Not quite. There's a Packer now against the Golem and the Mega Maniac, excuse me. A lot of emotes flying through the arena here now. Mania Minion gets attacked by the tower, so it won't be able to get any hits onto the tower. The Barbarian does get a hit, and what does... Is Gantner having connection issues? What? It looks like he does. Or he just knows he's lost the game, I don't know. Oh, he played the banned card, did he? Yes, he did! He played the Packer and that's banned. So, Radon loses this match? That's why he didn't play anymore. Because the game was decided. Because Radun forfeited it. Radun played the banned card. He says he doesn't know the role, but that doesn't really count, you know. It won't show the tie now in the game. Oh no, it's 0-2, isn't it? Oh, I'm stupid. I did the wrong thing. I have to do so many things at once. So we have a small problem here. We have to clear that out. Meanwhile, we're gonna do a short pause. We'll be back when this issue is cleared out. And yeah.
The strangest things, my intuition tells me to let her keep making decisions. She does it naturally, so I will follow your lead. Hands down, my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. Hands down, it feels so good when I bust it subtract. Hands down, I'm not one for getting too attached. Hands down, but my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had. We don't have too much in common, except we puff that marijuana. You got my head spinning like tie-dye, all spaced out like it's sci-fi. That good connection like Wi-Fi. Let me get to know ya. So specific, she likes the strangest things. My intuition tells me to let her keep making decisions. She does it naturally, so I will follow your lead. Hands down, my mind's made up, you're the best I ever had.
So it looks like the issue is cleared, and Radun is accepting this rule. Unfortunately for him, this is happening, and we are jumping now into game number 3. Barbarian had played by Radun. I think, what was the other band card? Just to make sure we don't see that. Mortar. Okay. That's a quite delayed fireball by Radun. Should have hit all 3 of them. Or maybe at least 2. Oh. Bandit moving in under 1 musketeer. Gets stunned by the Ram Rider. Now able to get some hits. Barbarian here as well now. But the Ram Rider will get some damage onto the tower. Last defending troops from Radun get taken out by Gantner's tower as he is playing an elixir pump. Bavarian had played by Radun. There's a fireball onto the elixir pump and the tower. There's now Bandit and Ram Rider moving in on defense. The Ram Rider doesn't attack the upper Ram Rider, and that could be at least a bit threatening now for Radun. He finally does manage to connect to the Ram Rider, and that's quite a good defense. Now Ram Rider moving on another side. Gus connect to the tower. Bandit does not yet, but he will charge onto it now. Gets one heart, gets a second. And now there's the other Bandit moving in on the left side. Tower's taken down to 14. Radun misses a goblin barrel. Tower taken down to 274. Both players playing 3 musketeers. I don't know why Radun is playing the 2 musketeers on the left side there. I mean, NCW Gunner doesn't really have a big spell, but oh, Radun doesn't hit the musketeers. It's so unfortunate. The bats don't do much as well. There's the Bandit now charging in. Other Bandit cleans it up though. That's a huge misplay with the Barbarian barrel, and it looks like Gunner's going to take this 3rd game. I don't really see Radun doing so much damage in the last 15, 13, 12 seconds. There's the Ram Rider moving in. Does get the charge, but it's not enough damage. That's the 2-1 for NCW Gentner. With a 1-0, he takes the lead now. And gets one step closer to the finals of Numquam League Season 4. And we can jump into the 4th match, which may be the deciding match for NCW Gentner to go to the playoff, to the grand final. Both players now know again how important this is. We already had this with NCW Gentner in the quarterfinal. There it was 2-2. NCW Gentner pulled out the reverse sweep. Now kind of he's pulling it off again. It's not quite the same because Radun didn't get the lead of 2-0. But a lead of what he won the 1st game, and it's really looking good for NCW Gentner. For 35 seconds still left until we hit double elixir time. No cards yet played by both players. Now there's the Lava Hound moving in. There's a Bandit on the other side played by Gentner. I don't really know if that's maybe a misplay. Maybe he wanted to play it in the other lane. There's the 3 muskies though. Now it all makes sense. Now the Bandit is taking for 1 musketeer. And the 2 musketeers are moving in now. Moving in an Electric Dragon, a Barbarian, a Lava Hound. And they're still able to deal with this. There's the poison though. The Barbarian on the left, the musketeer on the left side, excuse me, does connect to the tower. There's the Ram Rider. It does connect on to the tombstone, does finish off, and even rams up the tower. Now the elixir pump being played, only 30 seconds left into the game. I know this is probably going into overtime, but still, that's quite ballsy. Now, there's the Ramrunner moving in again. Doesn't charge until the target. Second numbers will Electro Dragon together with the guards. Now there's the counter push coming in. Will there be a miner? Will there be a Lava Hound? There will be the Lava Hound. And that could be some poison value now. Yeah, he gets the poison onto all the 3 musketeers. And they stay in the poison. Even the hunter gets damaged. And that's not looking good for Radun still. As he isn't really able to do a lot of damage here. The bandit from Gunner connects onto the tower. And takes it down to 857 HP. There's 3 muskies again. Now split it differently. Now the 2 musketeers are going into the left lane. There's the Ram Rider. He's gonna tank for it. The defensive P.E.K.K.A needs to defend this. The Ram Rider will not make it to the tower. And the 1 musketeer is not able to stand here. Hunter to defend against those troops, but there's the bandit. It needs to clean off that guard, but then it's making its way to the tower. Does it charge onto the barbarian? It does. And Radun is still in this. There's the 3 muskies again. And there's the poison again for Radun, but now he's split them, and now 1 muskie is making its way into the right lane. Does it connect to the tower? I don't think Radun has any elixir to counter that. He doesn't. And that brings the right-hand tower down to 707, but in the meantime, Radun did a lot of damage as well. Takes the left tower down to 470 with the miner. He's still on it. Takes it. Oh, there's a. What? Radun? Are you kidding? How did you do that? He just ignored the 1 musketeer, knowing that he will win this game in the long term. That's really well played by Radun. He does get that a win in the 4th match, so we're moving to 2-2 again. Is NCW Gunner able to do it again? We will soon find out. As we are close to moving into our last match of the semi-finals. Match still not started. We are waiting for the 2 players to get ready. NCW Gunner says he still needs 1 minute. I think we can do that. But Radun doesn't seem to be ready yet, so that should be the problem. We still need to wait for a few moments until we can begin with the last match of the semi-final. Both players really thinking about which deck they're gonna pick. Seems like Gunner's ready, but what about Radun? He's ready as well. And we are moving in to the last match of this semi-final between NCW Gunner and Radun. Both players leaking elixir again. If there's a moment where you don't want to make a mistake, it's now. 1 minute already gone from the time. Now there's a Zep. Radun wants to get his cycle ready. Wants to get the best cards possible into his hand. There's bets now. He doesn't really want to wait that long. Again. Now he's really starting to play some cards. It's not like those are huge threats, but yeah, NCW Gantner knows that he can play a card as well. As Radun now has quite the elixir lead. If you look at the troops being played on the field. The three muskies really well able to clean up these troops. Now there's the battle ram moving on the right hand side, getting zapped, and then there's the musketeer on the left, which is easily getting to the tower. Double elixir time now. Giant being played by NCW Gantner. Zap onto the Goblin Gang, which is being played by Radun. And now this is going to be a very, very hard matchup for Gantner. He has to deal with this with this Inferno Dragon, and he just played his Zap. So what's he going to do about it? He just has to let the Inferno Dragon burn through that Giant. He does still stay alive with a few HP. The Ram Rider does get taken down, but there's a Mega Knight now in the right lane, and that's a huge fireball. Takes out a lot of troops. Giant to tank the Mega Knight hits, but there's also an Inferno Dragon. The Hunter to take down the Mega Knight. But he's jumping just onto it. He does finish it off mid-air. And now there's a Ram Rider moving on the left lane. It does connect. Does it get a second hit? It does, and there's the bats. And that's so much damage. And Radun is moving on to the finals. He did a huge misplay, and he still managed to pull it off. That's huge. That's huge, and now we have our two finalists. We have OX Castor from Mexico, and we have Radun from India. And I think we are gonna again take a short break until we jump into this exciting final. I think we'll be back in about 10 minutes, as we'll need to get the player bands, and of course Radun should have a break after this intense best of 5 to be ready for this best of 7 grand final. So we are gonna take a short break. We will hope to see you back in a few minutes.
She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, 'cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to
What I'm saying might be reckless, but I meant it when I said it. And I know I might regret it, but it's time I give a lesson. Hope your feelings, they don't listen. Knowing I'm not where you are, it's this feeling in my heart, and it aches when we're apart. I can't stand to see the stars, knowing I'm not where you are, while you're playing in the dark. I am tired, so won't you come to bed soon? I'll wait in my bedroom, counting the hours till you get to me. Watched by the white moon, stuck in my bedroom, counting the hours till you get to me. Drowning out in all the echoes. Where's the plans back on the window? Knowing full well I should let go. Just in case you didn't know, these emotions that might show. Knowing I'm not where you are, it's this feeling in my heart, and it aches when we're apart. I can't stand to see the stars, knowing I'm not where you are, while you're playing in the dark. I am tired, so won't you come to bed soon? I'll wait in my bedroom, count.
So guys, we are ready to, as you can see, to get into this match. I forgot to unmute myself, so still we are ready. It's best of 7. Band cards are Baby Dragon and Ram Rider, and Radoon is playing. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Radoon is playing an Executioner against a Lava Round. There's the Electro Dragon to counter the Battle Ram. And the Mega Minion is trying to take down to the Executioner, which he does. But it's taken out. The Lava is taken out by the Executioner, and that's quite nice. For Radoon. For Caster, excuse me. Electro Dragon does clean up the Bandit and gets 2 shots on the tower. Barbarian barrel. There's the P.E.K.K.A to not let the Barbarian allowed to get a hit, but there's the Inferno Dragon as well. There's nothing really to counter that. There's a Mega Minion to take out the minions, which is kind of working out. Now there's the double Dragon combo to take out the P.E.K.K.A. And there's a minor now. Inferno Dragon is tanking, but he's playing the Executioner. I mean, yeah, with this Tornado that's kind of affected, but it's not what you want to do if you're playing against a Lava Hound deck. Now, there's the counter push. Both the Battle Ram and the Bandit moving on the right hand side. Bandit almost makes it to the tower, charges onto the miner. Now there's a counter push again. There's the lava now being played in the back. And Electro Dragon, excuse me, gets a hit onto all 3 of those minions. Now, the Executioner has to deal with this Mega Minion, with this Lava Hound. Minions to deal with that Mega Minion, that's not really working out. There's the Miner to take out the Executioner as well. That Tornado might save it, but there's still so much stuff alive. And this looks like OX Cast does take this first game. He does. GG to these guys, that's the first game of this best of 7. Congrats to Okasa for taking the lead in this first match. Looks like we need 2 minutes to until we can continue, as Radun just said that in the client chat. So we are gonna take a short break, and then we'll be really short break. I promise it's just 2 minutes. As Radun will be ready, we will be back, and we will see each other for the second match of this grand final. So it looks like we are ready to get in this match. Number 2, OX Caster is leading 1-0. And we are ready. So, both players playing on Barbarian Hut. There's the Barbarian Barrel to get a few hits onto that. It's 2 hits for 2 elixir. Now there's a small counter push coming with the with the Ram Rider connecting onto the Barbarian Hut, but not onto the tower. So that's not such a huge deal. But there's now the split push onto both lanes. There's the Bandit making it to. Oh, that's a huge fireball. He hits all 3 muskies. That's a 4-9 trade. Now the Bandit taking for one of the 2, but this Barbarian Barrel is delayed. Barbarian gets 2 hits on the tower still, but the Bandit does so much damage. Both players again playing the Barbarian Huts. And there's a flying machine from Radoon, which is able to clean up some stuff here with this long range. Bennett charges onto the Barbarian hut, gets 2 hits on it as well. But the flying machine is now taking out the other Barbarian hut. 2 Barbarians now coming in as well. What does OX cast up? Here's the 3 Muskies. They watch maybe a bit of lag there. But now he needs to push. He didn't do a lot of damage until this point. There's the battle ram. But he's running into 2 Muskies himself. There's a fireball, so that definitely could help out. The other 2 Muskies cancel out each other. There is the Muskie finishing off the bats, but gets almost 3 hits onto the tower. There's the missing Barbarian barrel again. That's something you just can't do in this best of 7 grand final. And that's a huge, well played fireball by Radoon. He does. So the flying machine does not get into the range of the tower, but it doesn't really matter as OX Castle just takes down the tower. And that, not even the range of the flying machine is helping there. And as it is now, I think this is even 2-0, isn't it? Yes, it is. OX Castle even wins the second match and builds his lead here. Oh, wait, Ram Rider was banned. No, this is not happening again. Don't tell me this is happening again. Radoon played again a rand card. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point because Casa won the match anyways, but I mean, he acknowledges himself that it was a mistake and he tried not to play it. Anyway, with the score, it doesn't even matter. So we are probably moving into the third game. Eric's Kester looking to move on to match point. I mean, he kind of swept through his part of the bracket. If you look at the bracket, he 3-1 Emirates, which is, that's okay. But he also 3-0 swept best beats, which is, to be honest, is insane. And now he's looking to clean sweep Radoon as well. And yeah, there we go. We are jumping into match number 3 out of this best of 7 between OX Castor and Radoon. Castor is playing the... Oh, that's a huge misplay by Castor. He doesn't block the mortar attack with the ice golem, and that's him getting Radoon getting 2 hits with the mortar onto the tower. It's a hunter cleaning up the prince. At least he showed the prince still gets 1 hit, uncharged hit onto the tower. Dark Goblin trying to take out the hunter, which still gets a hit onto the tower. Royale Ghost takes out the Dart Goblin. Doesn't get hit by the tower in the first place. Miner getting a few swings onto the right-hand tower of OX Castor. As the prince is now looking to finish off both the Barbarian and the Ice Golem, which does. Skeleton's there to counter him. And the fireball helping the hunter out, which is quite a bit of elixir spent. If you look at the elixir bars of both players, Radoon has quite a big lead here. You know, he's playing the Rascals to defend off the hunter, which does get, I think, 1 or 2 of his bullets hit onto one of the Rascal Goats. Now, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's how you need to place your Ice Golem against the mortar. Now there's so much elixir spent against this mortar, but he can't really afford it to let them get a hit. Royale Ghost again, and he even tanks out the bats. That's quite impressive. Miner on the defense to defend the Royal Ghost, and we are moving into double elixir. Free Mask is being played by Oryx Castor, splitted behind the King Tower. Miner still manages to get a hit onto the tower. Now the mortar on defense. Musketeer won't make it onto the tower. Prince won't do so as well, as there's a Royal Ghost to take it out. We have 20 seconds left, and it looks really good at the moment for Oryx Castor. But there's another pressure from Radoon. He goes for the minor Dark Goblin push, but there's a counter push again from Oryx Castor. The Hawk Rider does make it to the tower. He gets another swing. He gets zapped to connect onto the mortar. Takes the tower still down to 515 HP. There's the Prince now charging in. He doesn't get a hit. Oh, he does get a hit onto the Ice Golem. And the bat connects to the tower. There needs to be something played. Tower's taken down to 799. Prince easily takes out the Barbarian from the Barbarian Bow. Now there's another Hawk Rider moving in from OX Caster. There's a mortar plate. He should get... It doesn't get a hit out the mortar. And there's the Hunter not getting a hit onto the tower as he's cancelled out by the Goblin Gang. We are moving into the last 2.5 minutes of this game. Of this third game of the grand final of Numquam League Season 4. Prince just placed in front of the tower to absorb the hits from both of these cards, as he won't charge onto the Hunter. But there's the Hawk Rider played right into it. I mean, probably the mortar won't get hit again. It connects onto the Hunter, which obviously isn't really what you want if you're doing this placement. There's the Dark Goblin against the Hawk Rider together with the Barbarian Barrel. Does not make it to the tower. Can the Dark Goblin connect? No, it can't. There's the Miner again. In the back, behind the tower. Does get one swing, does get two swings, does get a third one. There's the Hawk Rider again. This time, not the placement because he knows it's tanking from the Hunter, so he can play it more defensively. The Barbarian makes it to the tower, and that's the game. OX Castor is insane. He's 3-0 in front again. That's ridiculous. How do you manage to do that? Of course, this game is a best of 7. But still, you can't really hype this up because it's such a clean win. I mean, yeah, the games are kind of close, but he just manages to do it again and again and again. We are just getting to jump into this. Finish off this best of 7. That's the last game. Can OX Castor finish off this game with a clean sweep? There's the Royal Ghost played again. I think he's not switching his deck again. There's the bowler now by Roger. There's the Hacker. It's not banned, yes. That's okay. Leaking a bit of elixir in there. And there's the bowler now moving in onto the Packer. Gets taken out by the minions. And now he's trying. The Packer's going to face the Inferno Dragon, which is distracted by the minions, of course. And now I think Radoon is just forfeiting this one. What is this? Does he have a banned card or what is going on? This can't end like this. Come on, guys. What the fuck? I wanted to have a nice... asked my admins to watch the Twitch stream to have a nice clip of the ending where I'm shouting out loud that OX Castor or Radoon won the grand final in an insane way, and now we're ending like this, guys. You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. Come on. Radoon, what is he doing? Is this it? He brought a banned card again. Oh no. Radoon. I don't think we can rematch. If Alex Caster says we can rematch, we of course can rematch. But man, that's the final. Yeah, that's pretty much all you can say to that. That's the final. You can't fuck it up like that. I mean, he did it 2 times now in the final. Unfortunately, we won't rematch. We won't do a rematch for this one. It is OX Castor clean sweeping the playoff bracket almost. GG, well played to both players. It's sad that it has to end like this, but it looks like that's how it ends. I'm thanking you for watching the stream. I hope you had a really great time. I hope I entertained you, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope we see each other for the next season. Follow us on Twitter at numcomgg if you want to hear any news about our tournaments. And yeah, that's pretty much all you can say to this.